He wasn't born into fame, and luxury was never part of his childhood. But today, Vitor Roque lives a life that many only dream of. From the dusty streets of Timóteo, deep in the heart of Brazil, to becoming one of the most talked-about names in world football. His journey has been nothing short of extraordinary, but behind the headlines, the million-dollar contracts and the roaring crowds, lies a story you haven't heard. A story of ambition, pressure, and the silent sacrifices no one talks about. How did this young talent rise so fast? What really happened during his time at Barcelona? And what led to the biggest transfer in the history of Brazilian football? In this video, we dive into the real life of Vitor Roque, far beyond the goals and glory. What he's achieved is impressive, but what comes next might just shock you. Stay with us. This is a story you won't want to miss. At just 18 years old, he stepped onto the pitch and made history, becoming the youngest to play since Ronaldo Fenomeno. With a playing style defined by raw strength, clinical finishing with both feet, and relentless aggression, Vitor Roque isn't just another rising star. He's being hailed as one of the future legends of Brazilian football. But behind the explosiveness on the field lies a quieter, more grounded life off it, one that very few get to see. So what does life really look like for a young man whose name is already echoing through stadiums around the world? Thanks to his meteoric rise, Vitor Roque has already reached a level of success that few ever dream of. And with success, of course, comes a new lifestyle, one shaped not only by fame and fortune, but also by the demands of a career that never pauses. While there are no official details about where exactly he lives, certain clues paint a pretty clear picture. His daily routine is intense, filled with training sessions, tactical meetings, and match days, which makes living in São Paulo not just convenient, but necessary. Considering the lifestyle of other top-tier players at Palmeiras, it's likely that Vitor chose one of the city's most exclusive and secure areas, perhaps Alphaville or Granja Viana. These are neighborhoods known for luxury gated communities, 24-hour private security, and quick access to both the training center and Allianz Parque, Palmeiras' home stadium. Homes in these areas often range from $4 to $8 million and are designed for comfort, privacy, and performance. We're talking heated pools, full gourmet spaces, private gyms, expansive suites, and every feature tailored for the elite athlete's way of life. Another possible scenario, especially considering the preferences of other young Palmeiras players, is that Vitor might be living in a luxury apartment in high-end neighborhoods like Itaim Bibi or Vila Nova Conceição. These areas offer fast access to Allianz Parque and are close to Congonhas Airport, ideal for someone whose life is always in motion. Prices in those regions typically range from $3 to $6 million, depending on size and amenities, including rooftop views, 24/7 concierge service, and modern minimalist interiors that blend style and comfort. Yet, even with all the success, Vitor Roque remains remarkably private about his personal life. He keeps his focus locked on football, and his main concern is making sure his family is comfortable, safe, and surrounded by the kind of peace that's so rare in the world of fame. His story isn't just about money, fame, or goals. It's about a young man navigating greatness with humility. And maybe that's what makes him different. Maybe that's what makes him special. Now here's the real question. If you were in Vitor Roque's place, living that life at 18, would you be ready? Let us know in the comments. Where do you think Vitor Roque actually lives? Would you choose the quiet luxury of a gated mansion or the urban pulse of a modern high-rise? We're curious to hear your thoughts. While many 18-year-olds are still trying to figure out who they are, Vitor Roque is already living a life that most people can only imagine. Off the pitch, he's quiet, focused, and reserved, traits that reflect in the peaceful lifestyle he chooses to live. A life that values calm, privacy, and structure, far from the chaos you might expect from someone in the spotlight. And it makes you wonder, if you had the choice, would you rather live in one of those high-end neighborhoods with luxury, silence, and security at your fingertips? Honestly, who wouldn't? But when it comes to passion, there's one thing Vitor doesn't hide: his love for luxury cars. His garage is a reflection of someone who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to enjoy the rewards of his hard work. During his time in Barcelona, he was often seen driving a Cupra Formentor, a sporty SUV that blends style and performance effortlessly. Its bold design and power make it stand out, and so does its price tag, which can exceed $350,000. And then there's the BMW X5 plug-in hybrid, a beast on wheels, with 489 horsepower and the ability to go from 0 to 100 km/h in just 4.8 seconds. It's more than just a car. It's a statement. Complete with a panoramic sunroof, ventilated leather seats, and a cutting-edge multimedia system, this machine is worth around $1 million, and every inch of it screams sophistication. Even more intriguing, Vitor has been spotted browsing in São Paulo's most exclusive car dealerships, checking out models like the Porsche Cayenne and even the Lamborghini Urus. While there's no confirmed purchase yet, it's clear his eye for supercars is sharp and his taste elite. But his lifestyle isn't just about horsepower and designer labels, it's about balance. Yes, he enjoys the finer things in life, but he also moves with a kind of restraint that's rare for someone so young. During one of his rare breaks, he traveled to Paris, soaking in the beauty of the Eiffel Tower and indulging in the elegance of one of the world's most luxurious cities. And he didn't settle for anything less than first-class comfort, staying in hotels where nightly rates easily surpass $4,000. That's the life of an elite athlete, one foot grounded in discipline, the other stepping confidently into luxury. Among his personal items is a Louis Vuitton backpack valued at over $20,000, a favorite for travel and daily use, not just for fashion, but as a symbol of the generation he represents. He's also been seen wearing high-end watches from Hublot and Rolex, with some models costing upwards of $100,000, all of it aligning with the lifestyle of today's football icons. But even someone as focused as Vitor isn't immune to controversy. In 2025, his name made headlines, not because of anything he did on the field, but because of a personal situation that spilled into the public eye. His wife, Diana Lins, took to social media to share frustrations about their relationship, mentioning emotional distance and lack of support in everyday decisions. Though the two remained together, the internet buzzed with speculation. Vitor, however, chose silence. He didn't respond, didn't fuel the fire. He let his focus and his actions speak louder than any rumor. Earlier, during his arrival at Barcelona, he was met with a media storm, many calling him the next Ronaldo. The pressure was intense, the expectations nearly impossible, but somehow Vitor Roque has continued to walk that thin line between humility and greatness, discipline and desire, building a life not just for show, but for something deeper. And now we ask you, if you were in his shoes, living under the spotlight with the world watching your every move, would you handle it the same way? Would you chase the same dreams, live with the same balance, or lose yourself in the noise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you choose the fast life or the quiet focus? When Vitor Roque first arrived in Europe, the expectations were sky high. The international press didn't hesitate to label him the next big thing, drawing comparisons to legends and placing a spotlight on his every move. But as weeks turned into months, that same spotlight became harsher. The lack of minutes on the pitch at Barcelona sparked whispers of frustration behind the scenes. Rumors of dissatisfaction, of a young star struggling to adapt in a new world, began to circulate. For many, it might have been enough to break focus, to dim the spark. But not for Vitor. Instead of lashing out or feeding the noise, he turned inward, back to the grind, back to the training pitch, back to the roots of what got him there. When the opportunity came, he took a loan move to Real Betis, a decision that would test both his resilience and his maturity. And through that experience, he didn't just survive, he proved that the pressure wouldn't define him. He grew in silence, He adapted, and eventually he made the bold choice to return to Brazil, ready to write the next chapter with renewed purpose. Despite personal challenges and the kind of public scrutiny that would overwhelm most people his age, Vitor Roque has managed to preserve the image of a dedicated, grounded athlete. On social media, he's careful, choosing to share moments of his career, training, and accomplishments, while keeping his personal life quietly guarded. It's a smart and strategic move, one that mirrors a growing trend among modern footballers who choose to let their game speak louder than any headline. And speak it has, not just through goals, but through numbers. In just a few years, Vitor Roque has built a fortune that reflects both his talent and his determination. With million-euro transfers, performance bonuses, and sponsorship deals stacking up, his financial growth has been nothing short of remarkable. But even before we get into numbers, there's another kind of value worth noting: his influence. Just take a look at his Instagram. With over 3 million followers, Vitor has built a community, a loyal audience that makes him a magnet for big brands. It's not just about fame, it's about reach, and he has it in abundance. Now, back at Palmeiras, he reportedly earns around $1 million per month, and that's just the base salary. Performance clauses, goal bonuses, and image rights can easily boost that figure significantly. And let's not forget, even during his time at Barcelona, with limited time on the field, he was already receiving high-level European wages and marketing payouts. From the humble beginnings at Cruzeiro to his explosive rise at Atlético Paranaense, his European leap to Barcelona, and now his return to Brazil's biggest stage, it's estimated that Vitor Roque has already built a multi-million real fortune. That includes earnings, bonuses, sponsorship deals, and even investments that ensure his financial future is as secure as his place in football history. It's a rare combination: youth, talent, discipline, and business sense. And whether you're a fan of football or just fascinated by the lives of those who break through to global fame, Vitor's journey is one to watch. Now tell us, what would you do if you had that kind of pressure and success at such a young age? Would you stay focused or get lost in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're here, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We've got more incredible stories like this coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them.